Week 12, you've done it. You diddly it. You did it. Well, if you quit now, you haven't done it, so don't do that. But 12 weeks, this is awesome. We have put a couple thousand reps of these movements on your system in the last 12 weeks. Hopefully by this point, you're feeling really confident with the way these movements are going. You're feeling really confident about going, if I put these couple movements together, this is how I'm gonna feel. If I put these couple movements together, this is how I'm gonna feel. Now we're gonna throw all of it away and we're gonna change everything for week 12. It's gonna be great, okay? First thing we're gonna do, flows are out in the 15-minute practice, boom, get rid of them. Now that 15 minutes time slot is going to be dedicated to volume. So practically, it's gonna serve as just a time bumper. You're gonna work on a lot of reps of one thing, and when the 15 minutes is up, 15 minutes is up. Either you got there or you didn't. It's not a good thing or a bad thing, it's a reality thing. You either finished the reps in the 15-minute time slot or you didn't. Practically, what this allows you moving forward is a pretty good touchstone for these three movements to go, hey, if I give myself 15 minutes to really focus on X, or focus on presses like we're gonna do on day one, you already have a structure that you can return to and kind of recycle it as a bit of a test. I've done this before and I didn't finish it. I'm gonna try it in 2 weeks and maybe you still don't finish, but you get a little bit of closer. That's progress. And progress, when it comes to numerical values in terms of fitness, is undeniable, okay? You either get the reps in or you didn't. There you go. Second part, okay, that's the practice part. The training part, we're gonna combine the flows that we've been doing in the beginning up until this point, and we're gonna turn them into a practical training session. So rather than getting all of one movement and then all of another movement and all of another movement as a sequence, you're gonna be changing up individual reps and flowing much more quickly in between movements as we build up these reps and sets in the training session. And then at the end, the nice thing is we get to go, hey, Tabatas are gonna stay the same this week. You're gonna do slams and you're gonna do a full Tabata of slams. So 4 minutes, 8 rounds, alternating hand dominance the whole way through. By the end of this, you will either love these Tabata slams or you will hate them and never want to do them again. I really don't think there's much a middle ground, but message me if you're like, I'm kind of indifferent about Tabata slams. I want to know who you are and I'll publicly post your face everywhere. But that's neither here nor there. Day number 1. Your 15 minutes, we're gonna spend doing a press pyramid. I love this sequence for presses, okay? What we're going to do is we're gonna climb the mountain to 10 reps and then we're gonna come back down the other side. You'll get 2 reps on each side. Again, I always start with my non-dominant side. Then 4 reps each, 6, 8, 10. Car. Then 8, 6, 4, 2, okay? I try and limit the amount of rest that I give myself when I do this sequence, but as you're getting used to it, remember to focus on rep quality over rep volume. If you take 15 minutes and only get to the top of the mountain, or don't even get to the top of the mountain, that's still a starting point. Embrace it. That's my starting point. Next time I'm gonna get a little bit farther, okay? As you're building into this, because it's a little bit more free form in the 15 minutes, try and limit yourself in the amount of rest you're giving in between rounds. There are a couple of different ways you can do this. I like breaths. So if I get through my sets of 2s, 4s, and 6s, and I really start to feel fatigued before my round of 8s, I'm gonna breathe 6 times very intentionally. 4 rep counts in, 4 counts out. Or maybe I'll find a place, I'll walk to it, touch it, turn around and come back, and no matter how I feel when I return, I'm going to get started and get as deep as my physiology will allow me to do good reps. Okay, so again, 2 reps on the left side, or your either side, but I like to go non-dominant first. 2 reps, 4, 4, 6, 6, 8, 8, 10, 10, 8, 8, 6, 6, 4, 4, 2, 2, high 5. Okay, that's your volume session for this day. All right, training wise, we're gonna take a 5 movement flow, so you're gonna do all 5 of them. okay? And we're just gonna stack them up. You're gonna go through the flow twice. You're gonna get 60 seconds of rest in between each flow, so we're not talking about a lot of rest. And we're gonna do this for 5 rounds. By the time we get to day number 3, we're gonna have flip-flopped this a little bit into a truly terrible sequence that'll really put you through the ringer. This flow, you're gonna get 1 rep of each movement. We're gonna swing, front support squat, pull over, press, and then slam. For the majority of each round, one hand is gonna be in the position of dominance. When you move to the press, it's gonna be the other hand that moves up, gives you your press, and then the starting hand is going to return to dominance for the slam. So, what we're looking at, I'm gonna start with my left side, okay? Give myself a swing to get myself started. So there's my swing. Add my right hand to the front support squat, take it over the top for the pullover, move my right hand into the press, return my left hand, okay? Then I give it a push off for a swing before my last slam. That swing break between your pull or your press and your slam, that's optional. We can move right from the press into the slam if you feel comfortable. I just want you to know you can do that either way. So again, we're gonna take that 5 times through. You're gonna get the flow on each side. So the flow itself is swing, squat, pull over, press, slam, switch hands, swing, press, pull over, squats. Nope, that order was wrong. Swing, squat, pull over, press, and slam. Then you rest. You'll get your 60 seconds. That's 1 round. You're gonna do that 5 times, okay? As soon as that's done, take some time to kind of metabolize how doing that many rounds in that structure affected your system. When you feel emotionally ready, we'll go into your Tabata of slams, and then you get to stretch. That's day 1 done. Let's talk about day number 2, shall we? Warm yourself up, and then your 15-minute volume session, as opposed to the pyramid, we're gonna talk about a new structure. It's really useful when you're doing volume work with your hammer to give yourself a dedicated set of reps that you're gonna shoot for in a certain amount of time. Again, never sacrificing good form, great reps for getting that number, okay? This is just a way to check yourself in, and it's not really the type of thing that you should do all the time. If you take the same test every day, you really only get good at taking the test. So these kind of test sections that we're talking about here, they're not meant to be revisited 2 and 3 times a week. It's something to sprinkle over a month, maybe a quarter of training to really give yourself an idea of how you're improving. But for day number 2, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick a volume of swings and we're just gonna go for it. But I want you to take 150 swings and we're gonna try and get them in the 15 minutes. Form is always key. I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over, but I really need you to take that away from this. 150 great swings, not 150 or not 10 great swings and then a whole bunch of garbage. Okay, 150 great swings. And the way to approach this is take note of when you really start to feel like the swing is falling apart, stop. Where'd you get in the reps? First get started, you get yourself through 20, 25 reps. Take a couple of reps, back it off, and then let that be your rep count with what we talked about on day 1 in terms of giving yourself a number of breaths or giving yourself a place to kind of walk to and then come back, giving yourself some sort of specified break before you start again, okay? So you're gonna be determining that for you, because if it's your quality point and we can just add a rep to that every time we come back to this, that's undeniable progress. Okay, so it's gonna be 150 swings. You got 15 minutes to get it done. If you're not writing down somewhere how this went and you're hoping you can just remember it all, you're gonna be wrong. Okay, what is the training? Training for this week starts with the same bones, and then we're gonna add a little bit more meat, okay? Still got 5 rounds. This time you get a little bit more rest. We're gonna move from 60 seconds to 90 seconds, and here's why. Day number 1, we went once through the sequence with each hand before you got your rest. This time we're gonna go twice. So each hand is going to get a dominance run through this flow twice before we take our rest. And we're increasing the reps. So just taking the bones and going, giving it a little bit more heft, okay? We're gonna shuffle the deck a little bit and go swing, pull over, front support squat, slam, and then press. But we're also going to increase the reps. So 2 swings, 2 pullovers, 2 front support squats, 2 slams, and 2 presses gets you 1 time through. So we're gonna get that 4 total rotations. You see why we get a little bit of extra rest, okay? You also probably have an inkling of where we're gonna go on day number 3, but that is neither here nor there. Starting with my left hand, okay? Get yourself set. I'm moving into my swings. 1, 2. I'm gonna come up into my pullover. 1, 2. Drop right into my squat. There's 1. There's 2. I'm gonna add a little swing break before I move into my slams. 1, 2, and then again, the other hand gets dominance. Press 1 and 2. Bring this back down. Switch the dominance position, and I'm in to my second round through with the other hand in charge. Okay? That's that sequence. Swing, pull over, squat, slam, and press. And again, we get to finish with a Tabata of slams, which at this point is probably becoming one of your favorite sequences, or the bane of your existence, depending on how this shakes out. What's coming for day number 3? Day number 3, after your warm-up, we're moving into this volume section, and we're gonna add something new. You've not done this before, but the training that you've done up until this point should give us the ability to start kind of adding things in that maybe you've not done with the hammer before, but the rules with the hammer stay the same. So if we can do X with the hammer, we can probably do Y, Z, A, B, and C with the hammer as well, okay? We're gonna add a lunge to your front support squat. And we're gonna alternate these so that you're always doing a squat in between lunges to kind of remind yourself what this good movement pattern feels like. You're gonna go 3 rounds of 10 reps of what I call a 3-point front support sequence. It's basically a worst case scenario for doing squats and lunges with your hammer in front support, okay? You're gonna squat, you'll do a lunge on the left, you're gonna squat, you're gonna do a lunge on the right, and then you're gonna squat again. So it's 3 squats and 1 lunge per side. That gets you 1 rep. You're gonna go 10 reps total. This means that in your 15 minutes, you're going to have to start manipulating and thinking about how much rest, how much time do I have left? So how long did it take me to get the reps done? So how much rest do I have total left? So how much rest can I take right now before I have to get started again? The hammer itself is not gonna move in this sequence. The hammer's gonna be up in front support. It's gonna stay in front support, okay? And I'm not asking you to do this 10 rep sequence completely unbroken, but what I am asking is that when we rest with the hammer on your shoulder rather than putting it onto the ground. This is a great way to keep some neuromuscular tension on your body, keep some time under tension as you're pushing the limits of what you can complete in terms of muscular volume while you're using the piece of equipment. So I'm gonna start, give myself a swing to get up into front support. Okay, let's squat, step out into a lunge, squat, step out into a lunge, squat, and let's say I need to rest, I'm gonna rest here. You can lunge forward or you can lunge back, it doesn't matter to me. Maybe play around with it. Your first set of 10, you're gonna lunge forward, your second set of 10, you're gonna lunge back, your third set of 10, you're gonna lunge whichever way you want. Alternately, doesn't matter. You got 15 minutes, okay? All right, so your last training session on the last day of 12 weeks of working with your bodybuilding and mobile functionality hammer. I hope you can be proud of yourself for getting this far while you suffer tremendously at the hands of a psychopath who is me, okay? Still got 5 rounds. We're gonna kick your rest out to 2 minutes because you're gonna get through this flow 3 times per hand. So we're looking at a 6 round total, and we're adding another rep per movement per flow. Okay, it's a lot. Okay, this thing's got serious weight to it. It's a great training cycle to take and keep moving forward, okay? 3 slams, 3 pullovers, 3 swings, 3 presses, and 3 squats. That's 1 time through of 6 in 5 total rounds. So, final 3 reps before we take a swing break and switch. Just like we did at the beginning, if you need to rest, shoulder up, take some deep breaths, and get the flow finished so you have your full 2 minutes of rest. After that, just a nice Tabata of slams and you're good to go. Post barf pictures, because they're fun. No, please don't work out till you're sick. Not necessary. It's like gym classes, workout, fun, right? Thank you for staying with us for 12 weeks. Please send us progress updates, shoot us video, all types of fun stuff. You are a Hammer Ninja now. Remember, I don't care how many bad reps you can do, and hopefully now you don't either. See you next time. I didn't know how to sign off.